Well, hey, good morning, Big A, coming to you from the Station Camp Greenway. What a beautiful day it is today. Hope it's great for you. Robin and I last night was watching a documentary on the Rubiks Cube. And you're like, Big A, why are you watching a documentary on the Rubiks Cube? Well, first of all, I love documentaries, period. It doesn't matter to me what it is. I love documentaries. I love to read biographies. It's just something that I enjoy doing. So last night we chose the documentary about how these young kids are solving the Rubiks Cube. And listen, I have to admit to you, I gotta be honest, my kids gave me one of those for my birthday years ago when they were teenagers, and it took me 3 weeks to get it put back together. It was like, I was no way I could do this. And to be honest with you, don't tell my kids, I took it apart. I took it apart and set the colors all on one side, put the thing back together. And I said, don't ever touch it again. I said, it took me 3 weeks to get it together. And I really didn't even get it together. But when they interviewed these kids last night, they said, how did you learn to do this? Listen, they were doing it in 6 seconds. Can you believe that? 6 seconds, they were messing this Rubik's Cube up, put this little hat over it, took it off, and the kids grabbed it, they put it back together in 6 seconds. And the world champion has autism. You're like, oh my gosh, he has autism, and it gives him the ability to focus on one thing at a time. Man, what a blessing that is for those folks. I'm sorry that he has autism, but what a blessing it is to have that level of concentration. The next thing they ask him is, well, we understand you have autism, you have the ability to focus like no one else, but what else, how else are you able to do that? And you know what he said? Practice. I spent thousands of hours practicing. They were doing it with one hand, 2 hands. Some of them were doing it with their feet. It was unbelievable. Watch it. It's on Netflix. I think it will be fun for you to watch. But it really gave me a sense of encouragement as I coach and teach people today. We do that in Iron Sharpens Iron Mastermind. We teach you to focus. Don't have the shiny object syndrome. Really think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish and do blocks of time. That right there is absolutely the trick. It's the key. I've been doing it for years. I will focus on one task for multiple hours, and the outcome that we have will astound yourself. And we do that with everything that we do. We'll take 2 or 3 hours. We'll cut off the distractions, the phone, cut off the iPad, the computer, any notifications, and we focus intently on that task. Listen, that's the only way you're going to get ahead, is having the ability to focus. So I just want to ask you today, do you put that level of concentration in? Are you willing to put the concentration of thousands of hours and even tens of thousands of hours at being a world champion? Yeah, all of you want to be a world champion, but many of us are not willing to take the time, the effort, and the energy to focus. Listen, the shiny object syndrome will never serve you well. You are never going to get ahead in life having the shiny object syndrome. We need to be an inch wide and a mile deep. Greg McEwen talks about it in his book, Essentialism. He said, do not be an inch deep and a mile wide. We can't focus on all these tasks and be good at any of them. So if you want to get good, focus intently, do it in blocks of time, and you'll crush it. Hey, I'm Big A, coming to you live this morning from the Station Camp Greenway. Go out there today and focus.